Bahamas Tonight Access Now starts now.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Royson Jones.
And I'm Marlena Leonard. Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight Access Now.
Welcome indeed. Now, do you remember learning to ride a bike, or maybe the last time you tried to ride a bike? Key emphasis on tried. Yeah. Well, cyclists around the world took to their bikes today to celebrate World Bicycle Day, which has been recognized on June 3rd since 2018. But it's not just about celebrating the fun of cycling, it's about highlighting their storied history, and that's fitting timing considering cycling national championships are set to take place this weekend in Exuma.
That's right, but unfortunately today in the capital wasn't exactly optimal weather for bikers unless you enjoy cycling through rain and puddles. But one thing I've always loved about growing up and living here is that you hear people from larger countries saying, you know, kids don't really go outside and they don't really ride their bikes anymore. They do here. You always see that it seems to be alive and well here, their love for bicycles and the outdoors.
I think that's very true. You see them on their bikes, their skates, rollerblades, maybe skateboarding too. So I think the kids, as people say, are all right. And on that note, let's dive right into the news. With over 200 distinct types of known cancer, each with its own specific traits and subtypes, June is globally recognized as Cancer Survivor Month, dedicated to celebrating survivors and honoring the memories of those we've lost. This year, the Jeannie Dean Caring, Sharing Cancer Support Group has a full itinerary of events this month, and our West Calix Forbes has all the details.
Her voice helped inform a nation, and her service uplifted countless lives. Now, the memory of Anita Roll is being honored in a special way. The veteran journalist and community advocate who passed away suddenly at the age of 50 is being remembered through this year's Hope Walk, the annual fundraising event hosted by the Jeannie Dean Caring and Sharing Cancer Support Group, an organization she helped guide as a dedicated board member.
Anita was a phenomenal part of our group. She opened doors and she helped with visibility and exposure for this group. Anita loved the Jeannie Dean Caring and Sharing Cancer Support Group, and so we found it fitting to pay tribute to Anita at our Hope Walk on June 13th. It is at 6 a.m. at Goodman's Bay Park. We are offering individual rates of $35 each, or group rates of $30 per person for groups of 10 or more.
June is Cancer Survivor Month, a powerful reminder that while cancer can change lives, it does not define them. Across the Bahamas, men, women, and families continue to navigate the realities of a disease that is now impacting people at younger ages than in the past.
And now we're finding more and more young people under the age of 30 who are being diagnosed with breast cancer specifically. Some of it could be genetic, some of it could be environmental, but we are seeing more young people being diagnosed with cancer. We are encouraging those that have like the BRCA gene to get ahead of it early. If you know your family history, if you know that there's a member of your immediate family who has had a journey with cancer, it's important that you know that so that your testing can begin.
Throughout the month of June, the Jeannie Dean Caring and Sharing Cancer Support Group will host a series of events focused on hope, healing, community, and the celebration of life. The initiatives are designed to encourage survivors and provide support and encouragement to those currently undergoing treatment, reinforcing the message that no one faces the journey alone.
I wish that I could really put into words what that experience looks and feels like. What I can tell you is you're going to walk away different from when you came. You're going to interact with cancer patients and survivors who have a zest for life. You're going to walk away looking at cancer more so as inspiring versus something negative or a death sentence, and that's what we want the community to see.
Dean is encouraging the public, corporate Bahamas, families, churches, and community groups to take part in activities throughout the month and stand in solidarity with those impacted by cancer. For the Bahamas Tonight Access Now, I'm Wes Calix Forbes.
There's always hope. Thanks so much, Wes. Well, meanwhile, Minister of Tourism, the Honorable Glenys Hannah Martin, is leading the Bahamas' participation in Caribbean Week in New York, the Caribbean Tourism Organization's premier annual forum for regional tourism engagement. Under the theme, One Caribbean, Infinite Experiences, Caribbean Week brings together tourism leaders, industry executives, investors, media representatives, and stakeholders from across the region to discuss the opportunities, challenges, and innovations shaping the future of Caribbean tourism. Minister Hannah Martin will lead the Bahamian delegation as they participate in a series of high-level meetings, media engagements, and strategic industry discussions throughout the week. On Tuesday, the Bahamas hosted the Caribbean Media Awards Luncheon, an event that recognizes excellence in travel journalism and brings together editors, writers, broadcasters, and communications professionals from key source markets. Caribbean Week wraps up on Friday.
Meanwhile, tonight we take a closer look at how one young entrepreneur turned early challenges into opportunity. Dario Thompson is now positioning his growing business for even bigger growth following the launch of a new location in the nation's second city. Shaquille Dames has his inspiring story.
Starting a business at just 25 years old came with its share of challenges for Dario Thompson. From customer service to logistics, Thompson says his early days of building his company were far from easy. But since launching D&D Enterprise in 2023, he says steady growth and determination have helped turn the business into a steady and expanding operation, now celebrating the recent launch of his Freeport location. Thompson says his journey into entrepreneurship was inspired by his family and slowly evolved into a full-scale retail business today.
My mom is into business, so I would say I follow her footsteps. I started off selling plywood. Then we ventured into windows and vanities until we got a complete interior product store or retail store. It was a work in progress. Like I said, I started out slow. I mean, it was a lot of times I couldn't do a lot of stuff in terms of funding-wise, like rent payouts and stuff like that, but everything was slow and working in progress. I would say losing sleep, staying up late hours, missing out parties with friends just to stay on the right path or keep my business afloat.
Today, Thompson says those early struggles were worth it as he now watches his business expand and gain new momentum with each milestone. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Shaquille Dane.
Thanks, Shaquille. Still to come, the Monroe Pender Foundation prepares to award its newest class.
And of course, Diane Dorsett has your Access weather forecast, so stay close.
Introducing Valvoline Restore and Protect, a first-of-its-kind innovation that returns pistons to factory clean, removing up to 100% of deposits, restoring your engine to perform like new. All new Restore and Protect, another first by Valvoline, distributed by Battery and Tire Specialists.
Step into any Super Value or Quality Supermarkets location for specials like Chef Boyardee Spaghetti and Meatballs, 15 ounces, $1.69. Jacquard Vegetable Oil, 40 ounces, $4.49. Whole chicken wings, $1.69 per pound. Turkey wings, $2.99 per pound. Sunday Delight Smooth or Tangy Drinks, 64 ounces, $2.99. You'll be singing a happy tune this June with the specials at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
everyone. It's Wednesday, June 3rd, and it's time for your Access Weather Forecast. Your quick look at what's shaping our weather for the next few days. And looking at our satellite picture, what we're seeing is a broad band of clouds across the northwest and central Bahamas. An area of deep moisture and frontal boundary have kind of merged over that area and are working together to trigger occasional downpours and thunderstorms across most of the northwest and central Bahamas from now to the weekend as it slowly moves southward. There is also a Saharan dust advisory now in effect for the central and southeast Bahamas and the Turks and Caicos Islands. Air quality index will be moderate to unhealthy for sensitive groups, and visibility may be significantly reduced in some areas. Now, tracking the Atlantic, there is no tropical cyclone development expected during the next 7 days. Now, looking at our 3-day boating forecast, in the northwest Bahamas tonight through Friday, we'll get northeast winds at 12 to 18 knots, seas at 3 to 6 feet, and high tides at 10:52 this evening, and again at 11:12 in the morning. In the central Bahamas, northeast winds again at 10 to 15 knots, seas at 2 to 4 feet. And finally, in the southeast Bahamas, southeast winds now 10 to 15 knots, with seas at 2 to 4 feet. There is a high risk of dangerous, life-threatening rip currents across the northern Bahamas, especially along north and east coast beaches, so beachgoers are strongly discouraged from entering the water at this time. Now, for those traveling tomorrow, here's a look at your international temperatures, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
Come on.
That was your international temperatures, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance, and that wraps up your Access Weather Forecast. But join me again at 11 for a full weather update. Have a great evening, everyone.
Thanks, Diane. Well, 12 years later, and the country still remembers and mourns the deaths of Dr. Miles Monroe, Dr. Richard Pinder, and family members who we tragically lost in a plane crash in 2014.
But their memories live on in many ways. One of them is through the Monroe Pinder Leadership Award, which is a nod to their commitment to education, civic duty, and achievement through providing annual monetary assistance to well-deserving students.
And here to tell us about this year's class is chairman of the Monroe Pinder Scholarship Awards, Richard Adderley. Thank you so much for joining us on Access Now.
It's so great to be here.
Now, of course, we have to start off with, can you just tell us a little bit about the award itself?
Okay, so the award was started 11 years ago following the deaths of Drs. Miles Monroe and Richard Pinder. It was the brainchild of Pastor Rick Dean, Family of Faith Ministries. And what we wanted to do was to establish a scholarship to honor the legacies of these two individuals. Many of you would know that they were really, really big on leadership.
Right, and the future.
And right, in the future. And so the real gist of the scholarship award is to determine individuals who demonstrate leadership, community involvement, character, and perseverance. Yeah,
absolutely. And one thing comes to mind is that kingdom leadership we always heard taught.
Definitely, kingdom leadership.
Absolutely. I want to ask you, who is eligible for this leadership award?
We tossed this around for a while, and then we decided that there were so many awards that were going at the grade 6 level and then at the college level. Yes. And so we wanted something for students coming out of high schools. Okay. And so persons who are in 12th grade and freshman college are eligible for it. 12th grade and freshman.
Really at that cusp of opportunity.
Right.
Now, can you tell us a little bit about some of the past winners, perhaps?
Well, we've been really, really blessed because a number of our winners have gone on to do some great things. Our last year's winner is currently a chemistry major at Howard University. Wow. But let me just tell you how exciting it is. Our runner-up from 2021 was just awarded the valedictorian award at UB graduation last week.
Congratulations. So you spot them early and you spot them well. Congratulations to them.
So we turned that, and she was from Cat Island.
There we go, and we love Family Island representation. Congratulations, Zoe.
Absolutely, Zoe. I have to ask you as well, what is the process for applying for some of these awards and the monetary assistance, of course, but there are also a number of prizes as well.
Okay. So there are 4 categories. Yes. The top winner gets $6,000, and then there's the second second place gets $3,500, then $2,500, and then we have what we call a Service Leadership Award that gets $2,000. The other semifinalists receive complimentary gifts, and yeah, that's basically it. We started off really, really small. Would you believe that 10 years ago that the top prize was just $1,500?
Wow.
And so in 10 years, we've been able to move up to $6,000, and we've awarded over $85,000 in scholarships over this period of time.
I'm sure you're very proud of that as well. Yeah.
We are very, very, very proud of it. And the fact is that we've been making an appeal to get more persons involved. See, it's a special opportunity. We're not focused on the academic, the 4.0 person.
Right. Okay.
Most of them are, but we're looking for well-rounded persons. So we look at how have you participated in the community? What is it that you have done? We're also interested in those individuals who, for some reason or not, were not able to swim, and play soccer, because they had issues like maybe they had a brother or a sister with a physical challenge, a handicap, and they had to stay home. So we'd want to tell their stories, you see? So community involvement, leadership, academics, character, all of these things.
And before we let you go, where can people find more if they're interested in how?
Well, there's the website. Go on to the Monroe Pinder Award on the website. But on Saturday, June 20th, at 6 o'clock, we're going to be hosting the award ceremony at the Harry C. Moore Library Auditorium at the University of the Bahamas.
Perfect.
And we'll be able to announce the 2026 winner.
There you go. Be there or be square. Thank you so much for joining us. Stay with us. Sports with Amajal Knowles is up right after this break.
Come and visit us at Shop Smart, 'cause everything is here.
Yes, we have it all for you. Toys, clothing, office supplies, appliances, custom cut blinds, bedding, drapes, and rugs. Come and visit us on Mackey Street, 2 blocks down from Wolf Road. Call us at 698-1052.
Shop Smart, Shop Smart, let's Shop Smart. Oh, everything is here.
Hey, it's your honorary pump attendant back again with another episode on the do's and don'ts at the service station. Let's go. What you ain't gonna do is just pull up to any dispenser and put the nozzle inside your car without reading the signs. Because if you put the wrong fuel inside your car and the car mess up, you could be mad at us, all right? And then you have to walk or catch bus for about 3 to 18 months. What you're supposed to do is read the signs. We place signs all over the dispenser to tell you which fuel is which. Because you put the wrong one in the car, say bop, and you could be mad at us. You could be, oh, what happened to my car? No, it's you who ain't read. It say diesel, diesel, one word, diesel. You got up, and you mad at us. Read, that's all you have to do.
Step into any Super Value or Quality Supermarkets location for specials like Chef Boyardee spaghetti and meatballs, 15 ounces, $1.69. Jacquard vegetable oil, 40 ounces, $4.49. Whole chicken wings, $1.69 per pound. Turkey wings, $2.99 per pound. Sunny Delight smooth or tangy drinks, 64 ounces, $2.99. You'll be singing a happy tune this June with the specials at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
Welcome to your Wednesday Sports Check, everyone. I'm Swanson Gibson Jr. We begin tonight's sportscast with track and field news. Bahamian sprinter Ian Kerr was recently named the athlete's representative for the B3As. Kerr has represented the Bahamas on the track in a global light, competing at the 2024 Games in Paris. Now he's looking to make more of an impact in Bahamian athletics, serving as liaison between his counterparts and their governing body.
The feeling of being nominated as Athletes Rep is special to me because it shows that my fellow teammates, my fellow athletes that understand what's going on, they trust me enough to put me in a position that they think I can get the job done, so that means a lot to me.
Kerr also discussed how his exposure at the amateur and professional levels will influence his approach.
I think my exposure as an amateur and a professional athlete, all the way from Carifta to the Olympic Games, influences me in many different ways. One being, I've seen it done in many different ways, in many different styles. Even though when I was younger, I didn't really understand the process as I do now, but I've seen it done many ways. And so based on that, I think I can tailor my experience and my thought process on certain things and shape them into a way that can be better for everyone. Which is why I kind of want to be more transparent with my role and show the athletes this is how the higher-ups think, and show the higher-ups that this is how the athletes think. And I think once I do that, then it can like I said, it'll shape the way both of the sides look at each other.
And still on track, Bahamian hurdler Antoine Andrews hits the transfer portal ahead of his senior campaign in NC Division I track and field. Our Michelle Butler caught up with the young athlete as he discussed his move from Texas Tech and overcoming adversity in collegiate athletics.
Bahamian hurdler Antoine Andrews is preparing for the next chapter of his collegiate career. The Olympic semifinalist and former Texas Tech standout has officially entered the NCAA transfer portal, a move he says comes after careful consideration of both his athletic and personal goals. Andrews joined ZNS Sports via Zoom to discuss the decision.
Challenge myself. I wanted a different challenge. I wanted to be uncomfortable again and get a different drive. I feel like I just was kind of getting comfortable where I'm at, so I just needed something that's going to make me uncomfortable again. After I saw how the year went for me, I think the main thing was me not competing this outdoor because of injuries. I think that's kind of what made me decide to make the change.
The Bahamian hurdler outlined the key qualities he's looking for as he begins the recruitment process.
I think since I've been since I've been hurt so much, I think it showed me how much I could handle adversity. And I think I actually learned my body as the years go by too. And I think me getting this setback is going to help me in the long run too.
With his name now in the transfer portal, Antoine Andrews begins the search for a new home as he continues his pursuit of excellence on the track. He's focused on finding the right fit, both athletically and personally, as he works toward achieving even bigger goals in the years ahead. For ZNS Sports, I'm Michelle Butler.
Shifting gears, the Bahamas Striping Group of Company has been increasing their efforts in developing sports facilities around the archipelago. Most recently, putting the finishing touches on a new track in Roxana Luthra. But the organization is not limiting their impact to development as they continue their third annual Let's Make a Difference Youth Swimming Program.
As a company, we think it's very important that every child in the Bahamas Nassau have the opportunity to learn how to swim safely in a safe environment.
The program would actually begin at the end of this month, which will be the 29th, and it will go on to the 30th of the following month. So
we have 12 instructors that are going to be contracted to teach the children how to swim within the next couple of months.
On the diamond, the University of the Bahamas Athletics is breaking new ground, hosting the program's first ever softball prospect showcase this weekend. Nearly 40 women athletes from public and private institutions will take to the Blue Hill Sporting Complex, being evaluated by coaches on various aspects of the game.
We don't have a space right now where we see both private and public school come in a capacity similar to nationals and compete on the same teams. And so being able to do that at the university level for purposes to stay within the university system honestly gives an opportunity for students in the Bahamas, in Nassau, to say, hey, the University of the Bahamas is a viable option for the next collegiate career. We would visit USSSA, we'd visit BISS games, being able to see it all come together. I'm really excited for that. I'm also excited to see the defensive and offensive evaluations, whether that we're testing exit velocity off your bat or speed coming off of your arm and your throwing velocity.
The softball showcase will take place this Saturday at 9 a.m. through noon. And that's been a look at your sports on this Wednesday. I'm Swanson Gibson Jr., signing out until tomorrow.
In today's world, a community cannot plan enough for a potential disaster, especially a hurricane. I'm Mario Yuri, inviting you for A Familiar Walk. It's our 2026 Hurricane Seasonal Disaster Preparedness Program. Our special guest represents the Bahamas Red Cross, the Disaster Risk Management Authority, J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers and the Department of Meteorology. Join us because preparation through education is less costly than learning through tragedy.
You're looking at a shot of Prince Charles headed west, courtesy of drone pilot D. Shane Gibson. And it's time now for your Family Island news. Let's go.
An upscale international news magazine known for its stunning photography of the finest places in the world to visit or live has named the Bahamas one of the best in the region. In its April edition, Travel and Leisure, seen by more than 4.8 million readers, listed the Bahamas as one of the 9 best choices to buy a home. Travel experts say when choosing a home or an island home to buy in the Caribbean, factors that matter include availability of international airports and direct flights from large cities, desirable weather, excluding today, a stable government, a robust real estate market, and a common time zone with major business regions. Other destinations that ranked highly in the region included Nevis, St. Bart's, and St. Lucia.
I like it, excluding today. There you go.
Don't look today. That's going to do it for us here at Access Now. As always, thanks so much for watching.
Be sure to stay tuned for the rundown with Howard Grant.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.